Let me in.
Wake me up
I
inside.
can't get in.
I'm a little tired.
Zoom me.
I am from the band Evanescence. Yeah.
I told you that when sometimes when Lisa plays Tori Amos, I'll do the wake me up.
And it ruined it for her, right?
Yeah, it's like a bummer for her.
That's nice. It's nice to ruin things for people you care about.
So sometimes we'll do daycare, doggy daycare for Granny.
It
Like
sounds like
today.
you're always doing it.
No. I mean, like only when it's rainy. And so if it's like raining out, sometimes we'll bring her there because then she gets like a good workout and we don't feel too bad about it. But
Mhm.
and she usually comes back like exhausted, and she's like on one
She
right
got the
now.
zoomies. I think something about the rain, it carries sense further because Miles has been acting really fucking crazy. He's been having the zoomies.
Really?
I think, I know she can't hear it, but hello, Lisa.
Joe says hi. She's trying
Podcast.
to. Granny's trying to get something underneath this couch. So
I like that lobster shirt.
yeah, it's Booth Bay is the shirt, and she
Okay.
just Lisa gave the peace sign. It's like a I don't know someplace in Maine. You've been to Maine, right?
No, I don't think so. No. I was talking
Uh,
about maybe going.
it's pretty great.
Yeah, I know. I know you're a big main head.
It's a magical place. I've only been late in my life, like by meeting Lisa. She
Mm-hmm.
she had a Maine connect.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's she said it's East Booth Bay. There are two Booth Bays.
Really? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm I'm ready to.
Wake me up.
I can't get up.
Um, I we were talking about lobsters earlier at work. I don't think you were in the room, but it's terrible what happens to lobsters.
Tell me about it.
The whole thing. Well, you know that first of all, I mean, we were talking about that thing that happens when you boil them. They like scream or hiss or something when all the pressure gets released inside them.
It never happened to me. I don't know that sound. I can
Allie's
imagine it.
Allie's old roommate made boiled a lobster once, and it was disgusting because it was like full of it was pregnant, so it was just full of babies.
Oh
It
wow.
really it wasn't good. It didn't come out good.
It should be okay because sometimes I've opened it up and I've seen the row, but it was full of babies.
I mean,
That's
I guess it was full of whatever it was
row.
very unappealing. Didn't maybe they cooked it wrong. I don't know.
You just throw it out.
But then you know the whole thing about how lobsters will live forever. You know, if they don't get eaten or anything,
Is that true?
they are biologically immortal.
Like turtles? Well, turtles live a really long time.
But they're biologically immortal, but they run out like they keep growing, right? Lobsters just keep growing, growing. I
Yeah.
guarantee we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
and
I do remember that.
they eventually like can't grow anymore. Like their shells can't grow anymore, but their body keeps growing, so they end up exploding from the inside.
Oh,
So it almost feels like that when we cook them, that little scream they make is like, "Thank you for releasing me." It's like
yeah.
we're doing them a favor. I don't know.
I wonder if, hold on one second.
Bless you.
I wonder if,
We're gonna do it.
I wonder if, like, why has science not
You're the
figured out?
funniest sneeze. You just
I know.
yell. You just go. "Ah!"
It feels good. It feels
Does
really
it
good.
work? Is it come? What is the mechanism? Is anything coming out of your nose?
Me, my brother, and my dad have the same sneeze.
Do you stuff come out of your nose, or is it all
No.
like
Well,
your
I mean,
diaphragm?
probably. I mean, of course, there's stuff, but it doesn't, not like more stuff than most people.
Is it intentional to stop the spit from coming out of your mouth?
I mean, you're talking about some Jost biology right there that
I know. I want to
I
dive
don't
in.
know.
I want to find out what makes the shell hiss.
I don't know. My whole life I've been having this really insane sneeze. I remember one time I sneezed in Chris Yancey's face.
Who's that?
He was a kid I went to elementary school with who was like my best friend. And then we stopped talking when we both went to the same high school for whatever reason. Not like bad blood or
Does it
anything.
spell like seance?
It's Cianci.
I love that.
Gianchi.
Gianci.
Chris Gianchi.
Gianchi.
It probably is Gianchi in like
Yeah.
Malta.
I don't know if it's maybe Malta. You
Gianchi.
texted me yesterday. Let's go to Malta.
I was having a Maltese.
Double date in Malta. So you sneezed at Cianci?
I did, which is very atypical to me. But we were just like close friends. And I knew he'd find it funny, and he didn't really find it as funny as I thought. But it was funny.
It's the beginning of the end, huh?
One time, I think I told you this once, but you remember I've mentioned Josh Rosas?
Maybe.
And he took one of this guy Danny's books, and Danny ran over to us so fast, like in this, like I'm not supposed to be walking out of my chair. Oh man, me and Christianchi really died.
What do you mean? He like
He,
marched
you know,
over
like
because he had a
yeah, like
righteous reason to get up?
you're not allowed to get up. You imagine, like, remember being like elementary school, like you're not allowed to just stand up and walk to the other side of the
I
classroom.
used to do it all the time.
You just take little trips.
Well, I would dive out of my desk onto the floor because I was usually in the back of the
Yeah.
classroom, and I would
Yes.
roll over to the
Mm.
other side of the class to say hi to like Pat or something.
This seems about right.
And it would always get a laugh because I'd be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And they, like there's a lesson going on, and I'm like laying in the middle of the rows. Teacher can't see me. It was the best.
Oh, that's funny. School jokes like that are the best.
I know. You need rules to be able to break to be funny. That's
It's
what it
true.
comes down to.
Yeah, you're right. Limitations. There was something else with you just reminded me of uh oh god, with like so Mrs. Kiernan was our math teacher, and she would make up songs for like different students, and there was like one kid who would always ask to go to the bathroom, and she'd be like, "You're not going to the bathroom, you're just gonna wander." And then she'd, not that she made up this song, but she'd be like,
The
you know,
Wanderer?
yeah, she would sing the Wanderer. I was like wandering, wandering, wandering. Like
Really?
she would like, she was, what's interesting is like she was
this at Hill?
yeah, St. Joseph Hill. She was like a mean teacher, but she also like really had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like, and she would be like, but like she would also sometimes like torture the students in terms of like really being mean to them about their like math skills. I remember that like
Really?
her like really chastising. She had a whole system where you'd have to go to the board and you'd use a white chalk, and then like for certain parts you had to use red chalk,
That's
and you had to
annoying.
do the same thing for your tests and homework. Switch back between a black pen and a red pen, and a pencil sometimes.
You have to be a little crazy to be a Catholic grammar school teacher because I don't think they get paid much.
Right.
So it's like a special kind of person, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
So
what is that?
they don't get paid much, and then it's like,
Which is crazy because those schools are expensive.
I know.
I don't
I
get
guess
it.
I don't know. Maybe you don't have to go through the bureaucracy.
Maybe
I don't
you
know.
don't have to be qualified. I don't know. Maybe you just go through the book.
I think it's probably people, not to throw shade at anybody who's probably, they could have people listening that will let us know. But I wonder, like, if it's like, I don't know what I'll do.
let us
Maybe
know.
It's probably
If
like,
you got shade on you, let us know.
this is why I would go into it. I'd be like, I don't know where I want to teach. Let me see if I could teach at Farrell, my old high school.
Oh, good luck with that. Yeah.
And then you'd never leave.
And you'd never teach again.
Right.
Have you heard of this show that's on Hulu right now called A Teacher?
Yes, I'm like 3 episodes. I'm caught up.
Me too. I watched them all. Okay, so
have you too?
Good. Yeah, I just watched them
last night, baby.
I was doing work and I watched them all.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Yeah. And I find it interesting because every episode ends with like, if you know someone that's a victim of abuse, but like right before that happens, you're like, this is cool.
It's like the most romanticized. You're like, you're 100% like, you're like, oh wow, this is interesting. Like maybe they're in love, and then it's like, if you know anybody who's a victim of abuse, like call us.
My understanding is that the show's going to get to a point where it kind of like flips the script and you see like the toll it takes on this kid, like how he is a victim, like, and he is, but
yeah,
also they definitely like romanticize it, and it's definitely kind of cool,
They also make it like he's begging for it in this way, like they're playing both sides, but I think they're playing the side that's like they're in love and like this is TV a little bit more than
maybe
they're playing.
It's like, maybe just to draw you in to like make you see it from their perspective. I don't know.
It is incredibly uncomfortable just because you know the context of it, and so you start watching it and you're like, oh, they're having like they're going to a keg, like a frat party, like there's like all these things where you're like, oh my god, what is she doing?
Right, exactly. It's weird. She definitely is a problem, and that's the point.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't think he's done anything wrong.
I don't think so either. He's kind of just got no idea what he's doing.
Lisa asked me the funniest question. She was just like, if you were in a situation where a teacher wanted to like have sex with you, what would you do? And I was like, well, first of all, that's a real stretch for how I looked.
I was gonna say the same thing about
I
me. I'm
know.
like trying to picture myself this way, and it's like,
Yeah.
no way, no
And,
sir.
and I was like, and I really would be like, what kind of situation would it be at that time that I'd be getting into that situation and like going to have sex with a teacher? But yes, 100%.
Of course, exactly. That's the fucked up thing. I know.
I
It's
know
so
it's
interesting.
horrible, really
Yeah.
crazy.
So
But,
I am very curious to see exactly what goes wrong in this kid's life
but
to balance that.
I don't think in a million years it would have ever happened to you and I, Joe.
No. Oh my God, no.
It could only happen to like literally, that kid who's in this show is
He's so
like
good
an
looking. I
actor
mean,
that looks like he's probably like 20 and she's probably also 20.
yeah, yeah. She's actually like a little older than us.
Oh,
um,
an old woman?
I know. I know.
They're not supposed to age.
And like the relationship with her husband, he's like starting a band and she's pissed. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, did you see that scene? He's like he bought every
Which is
instrument.
so stupid. I'd actually be mad too. I mean, what's wrong with this guy? He's being a herb about this.
I'm just mad that he's just like, I got pedals and all this like cables and stuff. Like it looks like he robbed a fucking Guitar Center.
I know. It's like he's just diving the deep end, which makes me think, okay, so maybe he has money? Did he mention something about like
Yeah.
having
She should be so happy that she's in this relationship with this rich guy who wants to play music.
I know.
This rich artist.
Is that
He also, that's the other thing is like the husband seems so nice. He's the guy from
Right.
Succession, by the way.
I know. He plays a dick in Succession.
I know. So I'm like, at first I was like, I can't believe he's such a dick from Succession.
I know.
Carry it over. But he it's interesting is that like in my opinion, hasn't done anything wrong.
No,
Like,
I don't think so either. He's
not
being
that
supportive. He wants to have a kid with her.
Oh, Lisa had a good
We all know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I called a few things earlier on, like how things would go down.
Like what? Spoiler.
I'm trying to. No, I'm trying. I'm blanking on it, and I shouldn't say.
And that throbbing soundtrack of excitement, like constant excitement.
Yeah, we're talking about the show. Joe watched it last night too. Oh, I called the cop thing.
Oh yeah.
Brother.
I did mentally too. It was like, of course that's gonna come
Come on.
back. It's Chekhov's gun with all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, Chekhov always had a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
And you know what's wrong with him? He's got a perfectly good-looking girlfriend. You know, like his age. I don't know what's wrong with this kid.
Oh my God! Now you're being a creeper.
His age, perfectly good.
But there's that other thing that's happening where like his friend is dating his friend's sister, who's like not
She's
even
like
in high
14.
school. So that's even weirder.
I know. They're trying to do all these things,
Yeah.
I guess, to show you like
The
parallel. I don't know.
yeah, like the range of, it's weird. So today I was supposed to get COVID tested.
You're supposed to. What happened?
So listen to this. So I missed one on Monday just because during this last couple of weeks, man, I've really been like scatterbrained. And
Yeah.
I can't especially like an outside appointment, I can't remember that shit.
Sure.
It's really hard. I just need to like get a little bit better at that and be more diligent. And I missed it a COVID test for the crew, like a crew COVID test. And I'm not going on
work.
I wasn't supposed to be going on set at any time. So I was kind of like also like, oh, it'll be fine. And then so I got an email that was like, hey, actually they want you to be in this Joker's bit. So you need to get COVID tested today. We have an appointment for you. Go to Union Square. It's first come, first serve. Go to this Mount Sinai place. I go.
What does first come, first serve mean?
I mean, you just walk in and you wait online.
With other crew members or randos?
No, this was not crew. This was randos. So I get there and there's like over 50 people indoors in line, like scattered between like multiple little like kind of rooms and sections that go through this hospital. And then I'm standing there online for 15 minutes and it barely moves. And I'm texting with Jonna, who went yesterday, and she was like, yeah, it took me 3 hours.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, oh my God, in this like unventilated area. I look, there's a guy who starts sneezing and then he pulls his mask down to like wipe his nose. And I just ran.
Yeah.
I ran out of there.
It becomes, you're going to catch it waiting online.
I
so
know.
frustrating.
So it's like, so I ran, bro.
What's fucked up is that work is making you go there. They can't like let you pick your place. You know,
Well,
like,
yeah, they're looking into it now to find another place, but also they were like, you don't have to go on set. It's fine. I
Okay.
was like, fuck. But
There's certain
yeah.
places around me, like if I go to Red Hook, I know it'll be empty. No one goes to this
Oh,
place.
that's smart.
Yeah. And it's like a giant like recreational center.
Yeah.
And there's the rapid tests that are pretty good.
The crew test is great. It's right at North South. They have people
Yeah.
come. It's great.
I want to get one because I'm going to Florida for Thanksgiving, so I want to make sure I get tested before. I get it
Yeah.
tested when I'm there, you know.
We have a few set up because we have to get tested. We have one right before Thanksgiving, and then because we're going to see Lisa's parents, and so we want to make sure, and we're going to see my folks too.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to fly.
Yeah, fly rider.
I wonder what it's going to be like flying and stuff.
I've done it before. I know what to expect.
You're going to the belly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Staten Island's the belly now.
I know, right? Isn't that weird? My
Actually,
parents were like nervous.
Park Slope is like the one area. Your parents aren't in the area. My aunt, uncle, and their daughter all have it. They all
Wow.
have it right now. From their
Really?
Yeah.
Are they okay? How are they feeling?
They're okay. They're feeling really out of breath, headaches, no smell, no taste, having a hard time breathing, but like okay, you know, like they're not.
Oh my
They don't have to
gosh.
go anywhere. They just got to get through it.
And they're all healthy, like they were,
Yeah,
huh?
they're older. My uncle had heart issues, so hopefully that doesn't cross over. You know, at least it's not lung issues. And
Oh my god, that's
yeah,
scary.
I think they're okay. It's just like, you know, there it is.
Are they like? Are they like? I can't believe we got it, or were they pretty relaxed?
I don't know. I haven't talked to them about it. I wonder where they got it from.
It's tough because I want to ask questions without like to a person like
Without
that
being accusatory
and being like I'm trying to shame them.
or
But the
shade
fact, what?
or shade them.
Yeah, or I don't want to shade them. But there's it's just the fact that it is. I mean, it is like a pandemic. It's like people are going to get it even if they're safe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. When I was out, everyone was celebrating like crazy last week because of the election. Like right in my neighborhood, it was people pouring champagne from one mouth to another mouth. It was crazy.
wait, what?
It was just like it was on TV actually. People were like pouring champagne. There's a clip somewhere of like,
I mean,
like
that's
out of their mouth into someone else's mouth.
that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Those
Sure.
people are
It's terrible.
clowns. They're
It's absolutely terrible.
full bred clowns. Yeah, there was definitely some great celebrating in Williamsburg, but everyone was at least in my perspective was not pouring champagne into each other's mouths via each other's mouths. It was more like they were drinking the champagne themselves and then pissing it into each other's mouths.
Okay.
But walking around Williamsburg was really fun. You know, it's a new thing that's in the neighborhood. Bands just playing outside.
Yeah, I've noticed some of this. I haven't seen a full band, but music I've seen.
The other day I was walking the dog. There's 2 different bands, and I kind of loved it. Like,
That's great.
even though it's like neither band was playing music I liked,
Are they plugged into? Are they
yes.
plugged into an amp or like they bring a generator or something?
It was I don't know if they had a generator, but they were amped up, like vocals and guitars and a drum set. There was a band the other day that was like a jam band, and the singer,
OAR?
It was OAR.
Of a Revolution.
That's what it was?
That's what it means.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a funny band. No, it was like more like almost like a 311 jam band where it was like heavier guitars, but they were jamming. And then the singer was just like
Is it like a piccolo snare drum?
No, but that is a 311 thing.
And the singer
the singer kept repeating a phrase, which was just like it was almost that phrase like flavor in your ear. Here's a brand new flavor in your ear, which is a Craig Mack song that Biggie sings on. Sings. And he kept saying like, it's a brand new flavor. It's a brand new flavor. But he wasn't finishing it. And it was just kept saying it. And it was
do you think he like misheard the words originally, or
it wasn't like a cover. He just kept saying it. He's like, here's our brand new flavor and a brand new flavor. And I walked away in like 15 minutes or like 4 minutes later, I came back and it was the same song. And I was like, oh my God, get lyrics.
By Grand Army Plaza by Prospect Park, there was a lot of experimental music going on. It was like someone not like standing on like a fold out table, like squatting on it, sort of screaming like a sing speaking like sort of free verse. And then there's someone else playing trumpet next to them. And just kind of off to the side, there were just like cops watching. Like I guess they were like hitting overtime, just like they had to watch what was happening, but like by extension, they have to watch this show now that they would never watch. That's got like it's not for them and probably not, you know, against them if anything.
Yeah, it's funny.
And yeah, it was just like I took an edible and I just walked around. It was kind of nice, but
Did you tell the
it
cops
bugged
that
me
you
out a
did?
bit. Yeah, I confessed to it, and I can't go to Ryder anymore.
Oh no, you can't go back to Ryder. I
Yeah,
guess you and Lee are over.
I know. That's it.
You have to break up. Wow, that's a interesting time to take an edible.
Yeah, I guess so. I
What
just wanted
number
to
was it?
walk about. I don't know. There's no way to know. It's pretty fucking strong though. It was from Allie's Bachelorette, so they're like brownies that Jen made, and
Oh, it
very
was
strong.
like that one of those.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fun. You know,
I know. I could never roll the dice on an edible.
I've gotten pretty comfortable with it now that you try a little bit at first, and then when you get the general vibe, you can go for more.
It needs to be like, this is the amount it is, and I
know.
promise it'll make you go to sleep, and you don't have to do
And
anything.
you'll be happy. Yeah.
That's the kind of drug I can handle.
Sometimes
right
it
now.
just needs to say that on the outside of the thing, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's like the mushrooms thing too, right? If you go into it with a good
Oh,
feeling, it'll be good.
Exactly.
Gorgeous.
You know, it's did you hear what's closing down or might close
Closing down what?
The Staten Island Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about it? You bumped?
I guess a little bit, just in the sense that I hope I have a lot of fond memories of that place.
Hmm.
You know, I worked there for a couple of years. I worked an Oasis show there, and Jet, the band Jet played, and Interpol. And I worked, you know, the Staten Island Yankees in the concessions and stuff. It was great. I had a really good time. So it's just kind of like this nice thing Staten Island had that may no longer exist.
Yeah.
The Yankees pulled out of their affiliation, so the I guess the ballpark has to find a new team to back them up.
Yeah, it's so weird, huh? Like all these things are closing, and it's like, what's gonna be there, or is it gonna just be a baseball stadium for like a college? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What does it become? Yeah, I think they'll figure it out.
And it's a lot of land.
I know.
You
what
know,
do you do with it?
You know what's a scary thing is like
ghosts.
Ghosts. Is it a haunted baseball field like Field of Dreams, that horror movie?
Field of Dreams.
Did you see that Field of Dreams horror movie where all the ghosts come back?
Oh, that one, the original Field of Dreams. I thought it was called Field of Dreams horror movie.
No, there's only one, and it's scary.
Yeah.
No, it's scary to be like, can it not even be like apartment complexes because there's just not enough people around? Is it ever going to be like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's bad.
It's a strange time, man. It's a weird time. Commercial real estate is not doing well.
No. It's a scary. It's a fine line.
One of my favorite songs.
We played Bowl of Nouns recently. That was funny, huh?
You guys took it very seriously.
We did?
You and Lisa? Yeah. You guys like teamed up and like,
oh, we fucking killed
went for it. Yeah.
Well, what's the point of playing a game, right, guys?
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, so funny was one of our friends was explaining the game. Like we had never. So our crew, which is like our original crew,
most of the people you've heard on this podcast, like Pat,
yeah, Chris Vert, Jenny,
yeah,
we all play Bowl of Nouns, and it's fun and intense,
and it's
silly and insane.
Chris brought it to us. He calls it Bowl of Nouns. I've never heard it called anything else, and it's pretty like a very literal title. I never thought much about it, you know. And they're barely nouns anymore.
And then a different friend was trying to explain the game to us, and we've played it like 100 times. And it was so funny because remember, she was just like, okay, so we're going to get a bowl and we're going to all write something down. And you were just like, okay. And then it was like, the first round's going to be one way. And you were like, and the second round, you switch it up. It was like I was dying laughing.
Pretending not to know exactly what it was going to be, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you caught that.
It was really funny. And you were like, oh, okay. And then what about the third round? Goes back to the first?
Maybe you only use one word this time? I was like trying to guess it.
It's just like, yeah. It's like light fucking with. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Harmless.
It's really harmless. Just for me. I honestly didn't know you were paying attention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you on edibles?
No, I
Because
I smoked earlier
I'll
that day
call
though.
NASA right now, and you'll never be an astronaut again.
Me and Chris smoked earlier that day.
What? Drugs smoke?
We tried to go to Greenwood Park or Greenwood Cemetery, but it closes at 5, so we didn't make it. And then we went to Sunset Park. Have you ever been there?
Huh. Good question. Where is it?
Like the park itself? It's in Sunset Park, the neighborhood, on like 40 something and Fifth Avenue.
It's not, and it's not part. It's not Prospect Park. It's not part of it,
No, it's separate.
and it's not Greenwood Cemetery.
No,
Is it south of it? North of it?
north
In
of it.
between those two parks?
It's north of Greenwood. Or
I don't
wait,
think.
no, I'm sorry, south of Greenwood.
I don't think I have.
It's really high up. It's a very elevated park, and it's got a
Cool.
gorgeous view of the city. It's really really cool.
Hmm. Oh, it's not the one that's like by the BQE, right?
I guess it might be, yeah.
Is it the one that goes over the BQE?
The
No,
park
that's like
itself? No.
Brooklyn Bridge Park or something. There's so many parks. I'm tired. I'm tired of them. Let's get
That
rid
one
of
is
them.
also great. Brooklyn Bridge Park is gorgeous.
Maybe that's the thing. We could just have more parks. Like maybe the Staten Island baseball field could just be a friggin' park,
That'd be nice.
a
Just
baseball park.
Level it, yeah. What was that?
I don't know. What was that? Oh, Lisa was just laughing.
Okay. Wow.
Sounded like the dog barked at something.
Someone stepped on the dog's tail or something.
What I'm nervous about is the dog. I think the dog hates kids
Why?
because she growls and barks at kids.
Well, she just might not be used to them or not like yet, you know?
I think so. I think so. I was supposed to. I wanted to. Did you hang out with Jenny yesterday?
No, because it was raining.
Oh, right. We were texting because she said she was going to come. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll bring Granny and she could, and like the girls can just like mess with the dog because they're not afraid of dogs at all.
Right.
So I just want to give them a bunch of treats and like, so then she's like, oh, kids equal treats.
Yeah,
I'm a
Miles is
dog.
kind of afraid of kids. I think they're unpredictable and grabby, and he doesn't know what to do.
Oh, yeah, that makes
Pretty
sense.
funny.
They are. Kids
Yeah.
are unpredictable. I'm predictable. We're predictable as fuck, I guess, huh?
Oh, so fucking predictable. We're so cliche.
Didn't expect me to do that.
Well,
That was just for the YouTube subscribers. And
Mhm.
make sure to subscribe and leave a comment and tell
yeah.
your
Did
friends.
you know you could watch our episodes on YouTube?
I did. I put them up.
I know, but did you know, listener?
Have you watched anything else? It was fun talking about that show.
I know. I guess I'm watching Fargo kind of begrudgingly. I don't love it this season.
Yeah, you told me that.
Um,
I watched a few. Did we watch another movie recently? I told you about Arizona.
oh yeah, I still watch that. I've been watching a ton of like After Party because I have to for work. Now I know what you feel like when you were Joker's After Party.
Yeah. You
Now
were
I know how you
watching a
feel
bunch of older ones?
Yeah, I want to get the tone of it a little bit. You know, like I'm not that familiar with the show, to be honest.
Just make it something else. Make it your own tone.
I want to, yeah.
I one time texted Q and I was like, hey, can we just take over After Party?
Yeah.
And just like make it a completely different like
They're
Clubhouse.
really excited about Dinner Party, and After Party kind of is a show that's done to them where they don't really have a whole lot of involvement. You know?
No, they're like that with Dinner Party too.
Oh yeah. They seem
Not
to really
the-
like it.
No, I mean they like it fine. I think they feel that they had more control from the beginning.
Right.
And they were like, look, we just want it to be this. We just want to talk. Whereas I think Dinner Party was like taking other things and like, you know, it should be
After
like
Party or
almost,
Dinner Party?
sorry, After Party should be like a talk back kind of thing about stuff. But that being said, I don't want to throw them under the bus that they don't like it, but I just think that like in the scale of things that they want to be involved with, it's probably lower on the list.
Yeah.
Well, Joker's Wild. I'm excited for that to come
Right.
back.
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Someone asked you about it on Twitter, right?
Oh my God.
So where are people watching this?
Stalker.
I know.
I do have a question. Where are people watching this?
I don't know. Is it in the UK?
I don't know.
Is it on HBO Max? Maybe it
They-
is.
They were asking about the charity song.
Yeah. Which I played bass on, you played guitar on, and then you played drums too, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And then the producer guy also played a little guitar on it too.
was his name Steve Albini or something?
Yeah, and he just kept doing like hammer-ons. It was all like ding ding ding
Did he?
ding. Yeah. And I was like, well, that sounds great. I guess hammer on like chords.
Was it just like a? It was just like a layering sort of technique.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to it, it's up in the
I
mix.
wish we could find him. I want to know what else he's worked on. The producer. I remember
I
his
forget
name.
his. Yeah, I don't remember.
I
I
know it's
probably have it
Steve.
in it.
Steve Albini was the Nirvana guy.
It was Steve though.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have the tracks in my email.
I was looking. Do you ever type in like an old thing into your email?
Oh yeah,
Like
big time.
I was looking at old Bueno tracks yesterday.
Do you have unreleased Bueno tracks?
I don't know if I don't. Maybe like a couple.
Do you have ones where you all performed on it and then you were like, "This is a stinker"?
Definitely. There's some songs that we wrote that we never recorded. That we used to play live, and there's a video that Danny Lane shot that we never released. That I like, and I'm like, can we just release this now? It's like definitely like
Which one was it? It was for the saxophone one, right?
That one we released. The one,
okay.
That one's called The Street, which is kind of obscure. You have to like search Bueno the Street. I guess Staten Island, like all those words, Bueno the Street, are not. It's like it's not search engine optimized, you know.
Yeah.
But I like that video a lot. We did one for the song "Guilt" on our first record back in like 2015. It's like a house party. It's like back when you could have house parties, you know. It was like
I know.
I think it was that place that you came to once and like they were destroying it. Remember?
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, I think it
Can
was.
we talk about that? So it was a party that we went to that was like, hey, this house is going to be knocked down, so we're just fucking up the house while we have a party.
Yeah, we're gonna have a party.
And I had my tarot read.
Yes, this girl Hannah was reading tarot cards. People were putting holes in the walls. There were bands playing. It was great.
Wow.
Don't you miss house parties? I'm a big sucker for a house party, especially that's the perfect one where there's no consequence.
Love a house party.
Big time.
I mean, there's been so many times that I've had great times at house parties and I've messed things up. I told you the time where I spit on that guy's rug because I thought I was outside. You were there.
I was
there.
that
Adam Sweeters. That's right.
Yeah.
We talked about
that. We had to leave the party. Well, no, we didn't. Did we have to leave? We have to leave the party and sleep at his parents' house. Yeah.
Yeah, and you woke up to the parents fighting like it was an episode of A Teacher.
Dude, yeah.
She was probably going to leave right there and bone a kid from school.
Yeah.
So I've also gone to parties. I remember like when I was in college, there were a bunch of high school kids, like seniors, and this is like in between their senior and freshman year, that were like having a bunch of parties all the time. And somehow I got into that crew. And I'm actually just remembering a detail about this.
Ooh.
A friend of mine came and stole a camera from one of the kids because he hated him. He was like, I hate this guy. And he was like, I'm going to take this, and took some stupid like digital camera. Wow. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? E-ware? No, like, don't do this. It was like E-ware. And I was like, please don't do this. And it was just like, no, he did this thing. He was mad at them for some other thing and was just like, and they knew each other more than I knew any of them. And I remember always feeling so bad that I like brought somebody who, I mean, he knew them, but like, I don't think he didn't know about.
You wouldn't have been invited if you weren't there.
I guess so. And he was just like, that guy's a dick. Something else had happened even in that evening where he was like, he said this thing.
So that's the detail you remember, just that he stole a camera?
My one regret in life is that a person I brought to a party took a camera.
I mean, we've been problems at parties before.
Yeah. Lisa rehashed a bunch of like old stories of like destructive things that I had told her about. And now as like an adult, I'm like, oh my God.
Does she have anything like that?
No. She's always been so behaved.
She went to punk rock shows, but like didn't get into trouble.
I don't think like
she sounds like she's behaving right now.
Yeah, I know. She's watching something. She's working actually. Wait, it's almost 7 p.m. She's still working. I don't think so. Let me try to think. I mean, she used to smoke cigarettes inside her house. Like they had a house off campus, and she used to like crawl into bed, smoke a cigarette, and go to sleep.
Wow.
Like everyone smoked cigarettes in the house, like in their room, which like I remember going to people's houses and where they did that. You know, even like the David Yashin, Danny Lane house, I think they did that. Probably, but always being like, this is crazy. Now you're like, this is nuts. And at the time being like, oh, that's cool that they like, you know, they like to smoke in here. but I could never be in a room.
Yeah, you notice it. It permeates the walls.
It's bad. Oh, SIGs.
I'm trying to think. I've been to even like random house parties in like Jersey. Like I know you'll know one person, and then you end up at a house party, you know.
Yeah.
And it's always like rich kids. Rich
Yeah.
kids love to throw house parties. If you're listening to us right now and you're in high school, find a rich kid, become acquainted with them, get to a house party, man. Those are the best.
What's the best house party we ever went to? Was it that one on Toad Hill?
Yeah, John Macri's house.
What full name?
Well,
Usually I'm
full
the
name is Jonathan Macri.
usually I'm the one who says it.
Yeah. No, there was no Cianci. Yeah, we were like, it was crazy. It was like the best. The cops came and we got away with it. Like only
Yeah.
he got in trouble. I don't get that. Like
I know.
in a teacher, there's a house party that looks
Yeah.
pretty lit.
I
Right?
can't believe that they even. I was like, this doesn't seem believable that the cops would like, you know what I mean? And no one got out.
Like take exactly.
I would run away.
The cops are like a little too good in this town, but I guess I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's different in Texas.
I'm at a point now where I'm really like forgetting memories, and like so when someone reminds me of something, I'm like,
it's hazy. It's unfortunate.
yeah.
Why? What did you forget the details of the party?
Oh yeah, I'm like I was just trying to remember. Like I remember I have this one blip of a memory of like leaving and seeing the cop sirens and stuff. I think my brother was there, and I
Really?
think he had his car, and he drove us home.
I don't think he drove me home.
Well, he drove, yeah, me and whoever else I was with, like probably North Shore kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I ended up that night.
Right.
It's funny.
Do you ever remember driving in a car with my brother driving?
Just in Montauk.
Oh, but like more recently,
Yeah, more
but
recently.
not like when we were in high school.
No, did he? Did we ever really hang out with him? I don't think so.
I know. I don't think so either. I mean, I remember being in a car with him, both him driving and me driving. And I remember anytime I was driving, he'd be like, slow down.
That's how I am with my sister. Yeah.
And then every time, I mean, like, and like,
Did you get annoyed with him, or did you listen to him when he said that?
I was like, relax.
That's exactly what my sister's like with me.
Relax.
And I'm
That
like,
was cool. I wasn't.
Guy's ass. Don't do
I wasn't like. I wasn't like. Would you please? I was just like, relax. And then I'd have the music up, and he'd like turn it down.
Yeah.
You know,
It's scary driving with a younger sibling.
But
You don't know what it's like,
are you
man.
like that now?
I haven't driven with her in a while, but I bet I would be. Yeah.
No, he's not like that now. I don't think.
Maybe you got better at driving.
Yeah, maybe. I think
Doubtful.
I'm okay.
Doubtful.
Does
Does Lisa comment on your driving?
Big time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, big time. It's always like, it's like stop sign.
Yeah. It's how I used to be with you.
I know. You were like, red light, Casey.
Yes.
You did Casey.
And you make fun of it, but I probably saved her life at least once.
Or other people.
Yeah. I've been in a car.
She'll be like, here, there's a guy. And I'll be like, I know. And I'll always be like, you drive. Do you want to drive?
It's just something about not being in control that you're a little more on edge, you know?
Yeah, I've been there with people. Greg Benedetto, oh my God. He was such a bad driver.
I was driving with him once and a bird hit his windshield. It exploded.
That's not
I
his
don't think
fault.
it was his fault, yeah.
Who's the best driver of our group of friends? Like, would you be like,
Danny Lane's a really good driver.
He's a really good driver and a funny driver.
I would say Pat, but he's gone through a red light with me in the car. Like just drove right through it. I was like,
oh no.
I was like, did you not see that red light?
Yeah,
me and Jeff were in the car. We were like, we looked at each other like, what just happened? Because he was so casually just driving, you know, and like, it's freaky, man. You don't like to see that.
Lisa's a good driver, but she gets like stressed out by it. She'll just be like a little more on the nervous side, whereas I'm probably more on you and me are like the more cavalier.
Allie drives me nuts when she drives because it's like she's too cautious, and so I think that can be just as bad as being overly aggressive.
I know. I think maybe more so.
And then she'll be in like the left lane, and I'm like, what do you like? Like if you're gonna drive this way, what are we doing in the left lane? You know, let's get out of here.
I have a really good affinity for getting in the left lane, being good with everyone, and then but if someone's like way too fast for the left lane, being like, oh, I'm okay, like slowing down for this.
Oh, you like to do
asshole.
that?
I
Interesting.
mean, typically, like if I'll never want to get in someone's way who's like for everyone who's going the speed limit. But if I'm seeing a real dude who's like flying lane to lane and he comes in the left lane and comes up my butt, I'll be like, oh, like you're asking
You want
for
to
it.
come in my butt?
If you want to come in my butt, I'll put my butt right in your cum.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
say
I'll
out
let you
loud.
come in my butt, all right?
Yeah, and
Come
then
fast and hard.
that I've been driving with my parents when that happened.
Yeah.
I told my dad the story of the Ryder edibles.
Okay.
And my mom.
What do they think? Was this a Trattoria Romano?
This is at Trattoria Romano in Staten
it.
Island. And because my brother has like an edible story in his book, and that came up. And I was like, oh, this is perfect timing. Like, hey, by the way, Joe Imbercio and Pat Given are kicked out of Ryder because of the edibles we all took. And so I put myself in it, and I was like, I had like a smashed face. I pulled out the picture.
So they remember? Did they remember the face that you?
No, they were like, I don't remember you ever looking like this. And I was like, look, that's me at our house.
Right.
Maybe they were out of town or something.
It's funny how memory works. I'm sure they saw your banged up face.
Did I ever have like big house parties? I know like we would stay over at my house.
You always kept it at just the right amount of people, never too huge, and there was never anyone you didn't know. I would say
yeah. I remember one time Jeff Walker brought a few people, but it wasn't like they weren't bad.
I think I tried to do like cough medicine at your house once, and like I just couldn't go through with it. It was too many pills to take.
I did that, like not Coracetin, the other one,
Robitussin.
Yeah, Robotrip.
That's right.
I did it once in the city.
The stupid fucking things we do, man. Don't try that at home. Smoke weed like a normal person.
I also we had weed, and I also had like a fake ID that always worked.
I did too, man. I had Pablo's ID.
The other thing, the best thing about New York City shows, like when you'd go see like a band, like we'd see like Trick on the Heartstrings or like whoever else. The best thing in the world is that like there were hardly ever New York City bartenders at concerts, like small venue shows that would card anyone. Yeah. They're like have so many drinks to do. It's always like small bars with a ton of people, and they're just like opening up PBRs, like making quick drinks. They're not going to ask someone for an ID unless it's quiet. If the bar's quiet, or if they, at the front.
I think there's just more surveillance now, and you can get caught more easily.
Yeah, you get in a lot of trouble.
I don't know. I've always felt that if you act mature and act confident, you can get away with a lot. It worked for me, I think.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's how you slept with a teacher.
Right.
We
never had a teacher as hot as Kate Mara.
Well, here's the thing that I found interesting. Like when I was watching it, I was like we know when she like first starts and all the two boys are like, whoa.
I would have reacted the same way. She's wearing like that low cut shirt.
And I said to Lisa, I was like, this is exactly what Farrell was like, but for like,
I know, not
mostly, I would say like just any teacher, like female teacher under the age of like
male or female
under the age of 40, 45.
Yeah.
And it would be like,
damn, Mr. Smitreski.
That's a good name.
Yeah. I guess if I had to pick a teacher from Farrell, I think it might have been, I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's like, you have to pick a teacher from
If you're
Farrell.
making me pick one. There weren't that many though, is what I'm saying. I don't think.
I actually do. I do think if I was like going to pick the best looking teacher, it might be a male teacher. It might be like Father Padula, who left and it became Mr. Padula.
Yeah, I know.
Left the Catholic Church.
He used to,
ladies.
He used to eat dinner at like our friend's house, Joanna. He was like friends with their family. He'd come over, eat dinner and stuff. And she was like, she went to an all girls school, and everyone was obsessed with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he would work out with the football team. My favorite thing is he had sandals on once, and AJ Pantaleo said, "Whoa, are those the Air Jesuses?"
That's pretty good.
Are those the new Air Jesuses?
That's pretty funny.
Great line to him.
Did he laugh?
He's like, Father Padula, those are new Air Jesuses. I think he probably laughed.
I liked him. I genuinely liked the guy. I don't know.
I never had him as a teacher or anything like that. I remember one time a kid in school screamed the N-word, and he like pulled him aside and was like, "Why did you do that?" Like he was just like, I saw it, like fully caught him for no reason. He just screamed it, and he denied it. And then like he denied it so emphatically that the next day Father Padula apologized to this fucking kid.
I know.
Pretty bad.
It's really bad.
That's a
Crazy.
dark scene.
That's gaslighting and priest. Crazy.
God lighting.
Yeah.
Really?
I remember Danny Lane pissed him off in class once. I think he like literally farted or something. And Father Badul, as you said earlier, would like he would like work out. So he was a strong guy. He was very fit, and he like parted all the desks to get to Danny, like the Red Sea.
Yeah,
he
he
like
pushed them
all
aside.
these kids that were sitting, he parted them just to grab Danny and shake the desk and like and yell at him. So he definitely had some like anger issues, I guess.
Farrell was so funny. I just remember like moving chairs in a way like before the teacher would get there. And the teacher was like, "What the hell?" And we'd be like, "It was like this when we got here."
I know. You always play innocent. You have to always play innocent. Like, yeah. Other kids are worse.
What happened here? Yeah. Oh no! What do we do? The desks.
That's the best.
Was Farrell where you could most of the time like choose your own seats?
I don't believe so.
It was assigned seats.
I think it was like by name. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it depended on the teacher.
But that is weird. I feel like they
don't. They always pick and choose, like how old you are in high school. Some teachers are like, "Okay, everyone, like sit in these assigned seats."
Right.
And some teachers are like, "Hey guys, you're adults. Go wherever you want."
I know.
You know, wherever you think you could take in the learning.
Yeah. Would you go back? If you could go back, you go to Farrell, right?
Oh, if I could go back to 8th grade,
would you if you had a son and you lived in Staten Island, would you send him to Farrell?
I don't want to just off the bat say no.
Well, I to be fair, I chose Farrell. You know what I mean? I had options.
You know, when I've gone back for certain events, like I've gone back for things for like the TV show, the TV studio they have there.
Is your phone vibrating or something?
Oh no, I may have hit the thing.
Oh.
When I've gone back, it did vibrate. Oh, you're right. When I've gone back, the kids are so much different than when we went there. When we went there, it was monster. So it was like a jail. Yeah. And when I've gone back, the kids seem so nice. And they're like, you know what I mean? When I remember the first time or like the second time I went back, I was like, I gotta act cool. Like these kids are gonna make fun of me. I'm ready to make fun of them back. Like I had like a whole bunch of insults in my pocket ready to go, a bunch of comebacks. And everyone was like so nice.
Maybe kids don't need to have an edge these days anymore. You kind of needed to have an edge to survive back then, I think.
I think there's probably less of them. And the ones that are bad, probably like you're not going to run into in the hallway. They're probably like just off somewhere else. You know what I mean?
The kinds of trouble that you and I got into, I think it was innocent trouble. It was never harmful trouble. Is there a place for that in today's society? Can a boy still roll across his classroom to make his friend laugh and not get in too much trouble for it?
And those answers on next week's podcast.
Maybe. Before we go, I just want to plug the Telegram because there was a really pressing issue. It was kind of like an after-school special in a lot of ways.
It was.
And we have an expert in the Telegram. So Jody Sellers is a member of the JV Squadcast Telegram.
Which is huge.
And people can reach out to him through there for legal counsel.
So don't join the Telegram because you want to support us. Join it because you're going to get something out of it. For just $50 for life, you get free legal counseling from the best lawyer in America, let alone Georgia.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, I mean, he kind of does everything too. Today, it was a case of a spider was trapped underneath a receptacle in a classroom, and he talked one of our members, Lauren, into figuring it out, and he gave her the courage to act. And I say if you want to talk to Jody Sellers, you join the Telegram, or you can call him 770-415-9848.
That's right. Or email him at admin@thesellerslawfirm.com, and you can check out thesellerslawfirm.com.
That was a really announcery voice you just did.
It was very
serious I've ever heard us do it.
AM radio, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, try it. Sellerslawfirm.com. And that's
sellerslawfirm.com.
Yeah. I remember AM radio. Like, I've even put that on as an adult, and it puts me to sleep.
It hasn't changed.
When I was a kid, and my dad would put on AM radio because there was traffic, and he wants to just find out, like confirm that there's traffic.
That's what are they going to tell you to do?
He'd be like, "Uh-oh." It'd be like, "Oh, it's slowing up," and he'd put it on, and it would be like, "Yeah, there's traffic, Dan." And then it would be commercials for like, you know what I mean? It would be like, you know what I mean? Like,
does your dad still listen to AM, or does he have satellite?
I think he does satellite. He does satellite.
My dad does satellite too. I miss AM. There was something soothing about it.
I mean, my dad would always put on AM radio for sports too.
Yeah,
He's
same.
like, and then I would fall asleep to that too. I mean,
Most of the programming is sleep sounds. It's like ASMR.
I knew somebody who
AMSR.
used to watch like a baseball game on TV and mute it and then play the AM radio because it was better announcements.
That's
But
funny.
the announcers were better for every sport. The announcers are better on radio because you have to just describe more.
People bring it to games too when they're
Yeah,
watching live.
I remember like going to Great Hill Swim Club and there'd be like these old men in the bathroom with like their big radios blaring. And like two guys would be playing the same station and be like, "Oh, like, sorry, James," and like turn it off.
Was the swim club open this year?
Yeah, it was.
How was it?
Yeah,
Did they have limited
I didn't.
capacity?
I didn't go. I don't know what they did. I mean,
Huh.
it was Staten Island, so I think they probably had everything wide open,
Right.
and they were
No
probably
masks allowed.
drinking champagne and spitting in each other's dicks.